Many have asked me if we're going to attack Iran now or sometime in the near future. And the best answer for any U.S. military action being conducted is in the time, place, and manner of the commander-in-chief's choosing. Now, the buildup that we have been seeing happening over the last few weeks is impressive. You have thousands, tens of thousands of troops, weapons, and equipment strategically arrayed across the Middle East to include 2 carrier strike groups, 1 in place and 1 on the way. Now, the size of this force, I think, is 1/3 or 1/4 of the force we used to invade Iraq, but it is still a significant size. And given our capabilities, we are definitely telling the world or telling the Ayatollah that we're bringing the full capabilities of the U.S. military with at least partial the military strength. So that is clearly all that is needed for the various courses of action, the various options that Trump has available to him, the ones that he's wanted to use. The question is, when is he going to use them, or if? Now, I would venture a guess that we are still waiting the arrival of the USS Ford into the AO, and currently is just now, I believe, entering the Mediterranean. So highly unlikely we'll see anything happen until at least this weekend, but as things have been playing out, I wouldn't be surprised if nothing happens and that we are discussing this again as far as the potentiality of us conducting some sort of kinetic action next week. Now, of course, this all depends on what Trump wants to do, and so he's weighing various factors that will play into his decision-making calculus. And right now, he's looking to make concessions from the Ayatollah, such as complete denuclearization, a dismantling, or at least a significant drawdown of ballistic missiles, and I believe even a complete denunciation or with a cancellation of the proxies that Iran is historically used to conduct their ring of terror around Israel. Now, Iran is open to some small concessions, I believe, sticking specifically with the nuclear space. But if it's not going to be what Trump is looking for, then he's probably not going to take any kind of deal. One of the questions out there is, if we do go kinetic and we do strike Iran, what does that look like, and what does Iran do in return? Now, again, what that could look like is anything from striking high-value targets or doing some sort of hybrid approach where we strike multiple high-value targets all across the country, and on top of that, support some sort of air superiority, air supremacy campaign to include providing munitions to Mossad-led elements on the ground, or something to that effect. But that would indeed turn into a protracted campaign that would go on for many weeks. As far as what Iran could do in response, there is, of course, affecting the Strait of Hormuz. But what I really want to focus in on is everybody saying, or rather, I believe, overestimating Iran's capabilities. And what I mean by that is that many planners and analysts make the same mistake where they do a one-for-one comparison between the U.S. and our adversaries, meaning that they are equal to us in both training, equipment, weapons, and capabilities. So they will elevate Iran's forces to include their proxy forces as if they are some significant threat when history has already shown us that they're not. They barely know how to conduct an ambush or even a support by fire position. They definitely know how to conduct a retreat, and that's about the limit of their tactics. They definitely don't have any idea how to leverage the full capabilities that a military could bring to bear in any kind of combined arms situation on the battlefield. So are militias a concern? Sure. Are they a major threat? Absolutely not. As far as Iran's ballistic missile capability, a full third of it was decimated during the Israel-Iran 12-day war just, 8 or 9 months ago. There is absolutely no way they've been able to reconstitute to full strength or even kind of minimal operational capability. They are most definitely, most likely at least, still operating with just 2/3 of any capable launchers. So that's not for nothing, but every single time they roll them out and reveal them, that's just another target to be taken off the battlefield. And now this brings us to the closing of the Strait of Hormuz, which is basically akin to their nuclear option because it basically says they're about to fall, so they're going to go ahead and make it hurt for the world. Given the fact that I believe 20% of the world's oil traverses through the Strait of Hormuz, it will have significant ripple effects throughout the global economy. But we're not there yet. In fact, they're conducting a military exercise in that area tomorrow, I believe. I'd also just like to add that if the Strait of Hormuz were to be closed, we would reopen it, so the shock would only be temporary. That would be actual transitory inflation, not that BS that the Biden administration tried to push onto the American people. But please let me know your thoughts on this in the comments, when it'll happen, if it'll happen, do you think it should happen, and anything else that comes to mind. I hope you have a good day.